All right, thank you. Well, Citrus Heights Road has reopened this morning following a crash that killed a pedestrian. Happened in the area of Antelope Road and Auburn Boulevard around 8:20 last night. When police arrived on scene, they found a pedestrian lying on the sidewalk. Despite life-saving efforts, that individual died, and several utility poles and traffic lights were damaged. Officers found the driver as well, who was not hurt. Antelope Road was closed for several hours while a traffic unit investigated. Any witnesses, by the way, are encouraged to please call Citrus Heights PD.
This morning, we are bracing for the start of a heat wave. Temps are going to start climbing into the 90s today. Triple digits are not far behind.
All right, let's go to meteorologist Tamara Berg with the proof.
We've been advertising it all week long. So yes, and this first one of the season can come in pretty tough for a lot of folks because it does take us some time to really acclimate into those hotter temperatures that we've been below average for so much of this late spring into this early summer. Beautiful view from Stockton as we're watching the sunrise. If you're looking at the TV screen, you may want to grab the sunglasses. If you're getting ready to head outside to tackle that morning commute, be prepared for that bright sunshine and cool temperatures. We're into the mid-50s for Stockton. 53 is where we're at in Fairfield. It's 58 as you rise and shine into Yuba City. 58 as well in Sacramento, Modesto. We're in the upper 50s to low 60s in Auburn and Placerville. 36 degrees currently in Truckee. Across the area, you'll notice that the winds are fairly light up and down the valley floor. A little stronger as you start to go into Fairfield, though, with those southwest winds, aka the Delta breeze, churning at 21 miles per hour. And we have just a little trickle of it coming into Sacramento at 6 miles per hour. Skies overall are mainly clear. There's a little layer of haze out there, of course, as the sun is coming up. And you can see across the coast, if you're going, let's say, towards Oakland or San Francisco, you'll be impacted by some of that marine layer fog and maybe a bit of drizzle to hit your windshield this morning. For the valley, as we start to get away from this coolest part of the day right now, we'll be into the upper 60s by 10 a.m., low 80s by lunchtime, and daytime high 93 puts us back to average, but a sharp transition ahead by Thursday as we get into some heat and some triple digits. I'll take you through that forecast coming up.
All right, thank you. Well, this morning, Sacramento police investigating an in-custody death. It began with a call of a prowler on 51st Avenue around 4:30 p.m. yesterday. When officers arrived, they found a man in the area and they took him into custody. He then suffered a medical emergency. Officers gave him medical aid, but he died at the hospital. Police are looking into whether that man was in a car crash before police found him. We did see two vehicles there when we were on scene, with front end damage being towed away. One neighbor tells us the crash happened where she has seen a man sleeping in his car for about a year or so.
If it's the gentleman that usually sleeps in his car, I mean, he was always quiet. He never disturbed anything, and it's kind of sad. If the car hit him, maybe he was trying to get some help.
Now, police say they did not believe handcuffs or use of force was an issue here, but a full investigation is currently underway, led by the Office of Public Safety Accountability.
Sacramento City fire investigators spent the evening trying to determine what caused an apartment fire. It started around 7:30 out on Bell Avenue out at Northgate. And the flames at times were pretty intense and shot through that roof. And that's what the crew saw when they got there. They were able to contain it, but as you saw, there was extensive damage to at least two of those apartments. Also, two lower apartments have water damage now. Nobody was injured while this was going on.
Well, happening today, the sale of Safe and Sane fireworks begins, but only in spots where they're allowed.
KCRA3's Melanie Wingo joining us now live from one of the many fireworks stands that you're seeing all over the place. And Melanie, they open at noon?
They do, and this stand where we are this morning in Natomas is empty right now, but we know a little bit later today all the shelves will be filled. People will be lined up ready to buy their fireworks marked Safe and Sane at these stands. Those are the ones that are legal. Fire crews say they don't have a problem with people celebrating the nation's independence, but they want people to keep a few things in mind to stay safe. Now, in the lead up to the 4th of July holiday, fire agencies from across our area have been getting the word out about just how to celebrate in a safe way, educating people about the dangers of even legal fireworks and letting them know about when fireworks can be sold and used. They're also explaining which fireworks are considered illegal. Those are the ones that leave the ground, travel, or explode.
Make sure you are using the appropriate firework at the appropriate date on a flat surface in a safe area and dispose of it properly.
So important things to remember about how to use and dispose of your fireworks safely. According to fire crews, make sure there's nothing that can burn easily around the area where you are setting off fireworks, and make sure there's nothing overhead. Also, keep those fireworks away from dry grass. Have a hose line nearby and ready to go just in case. Have a metal bucket to soak those spent fireworks in for a full 24 hours before then placing them in the garbage can. Those are the reminders from Sacramento Metro Fire. And back out here live, this, according to Sac Metro Fire, is just one of 154 stands that will be selling fireworks starting a little bit later today. So those fire crews know they're going to have their hands busy, at least for the next several days. Reporting live in Natomas, Melanie Wingo, KCRA 3 News.
Melanie, thank you. 6:07. And different cities and unincorporated county areas do have different phone numbers to call if you do need to report illegal fireworks. If you don't know who to call, the county says just dial 311, and that should give you the information line.
To our wildfire coverage now, and fireworks sales began as fire season heats up. A small but destructive wildfire in Southern California here continues to burn, though it is no longer growing. Several people had to evacuate parts of Paris due to what's named the Juniper Fire. It began yesterday afternoon. It spread to about 55 acres. The latest update from CAL FIRE says it is 5% contained this morning. Firefighters say it was moving very quickly when it started and already burned several homes and outbuildings. Well, a fast-moving brush fire has forced evacuations in Arizona after burning at least 2,500 acres since it began Tuesday evening. More than 250 firefighters are battling the Diamond Fire. This is near Scottsdale, Arizona, by the way, a suburb of Phoenix. Around 60 homes in the area were burning there, with at least one structure having sustained some extensive damage. More than 1,000 people had to be evacuated.
We're about a month behind, so this is the activity that we usually see in May, but because we had all of that winter and spring moisture, we're delayed for our start.
Multiple air tankers, as you see in the video here, responded. The cause is under investigation. 6:09 now, and happening today, Sacramento Metro Fire crews will be conducting a wildland drill in a continued effort to prepare for wildfire season. That drill's happening off Cura Oaks Lane in Fair Oaks near the American River. Be aware you could see smoke in the area. That drill gets underway at 9:30 this morning. It's expected to wrap up around noon.
So KCRA3 meteorologist Dirk Verdorn joining us now, and fire conditions definitely changing this weekend, aren't they?
Oh, we've had it so good so far this season, and we are going to be seeing some changes. We are going to have our first hot spell. Of course, when we're talking fire danger, we are talking heat, of course, is one factor there. The other factor is how dry things get. That just adds to the fuels. As it dries out, it makes it easier for those fuels to start and light up. And then, of course, the wind. And so we're going to talk a little bit about all three of those things. But again, temperatures have been down, but that's going to be changing. Tamara's been talking about that forecast and how temperatures are going to get into the triple digits, and that's going to help to dry things out. So while today we're still looking at fairly mild conditions as far as the humidity is concerned, as we get into tomorrow, we're really going to notice those humidities dropping off. And so we should drop off into the teens by as early as tomorrow as this hot, dry weather pattern continues to build across California. As we get into Friday, you can see you still in that teen region. So we're going from the teens, but then we get into the weekend, and that's when things really start to heat up, and we're looking at things really drying out. So low teens as we hit Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 12% humidity at its lowest. And then we get into Tuesday and Wednesday. So for the 4th of July and for the day after the 4th of July, this is what we're talking about. We can see humidities down into the single digits. So very dry conditions, very hot conditions, but also the good thing is out of all this, even with the heat, is that we're not seeing a really strong north wind. That just adds so much more danger to the equation when you get that north wind. So that's one thing we're not going to see, but still, regardless of whether we don't have a north wind, we still are going to see some winds. So just be extra careful as we go through this 4th of July week ahead. That's what's going on now. Back over to you.
All right, Dirk, thank you.
Supreme Court nearing its summer recess, so we're expecting that we'll get more decisions handed down this morning.
That reaction growing to the 3 opinions dropped 24 hours ago, including 2 big cases that have been closely followed. Mike Cherry's in studio now with more on what they mean.
In a 6-3 opinion, the Supreme Court rejected what's known as the independent state legislature theory. Now, this case came out of North Carolina, where lawmakers argued a state court could not strike down the gerrymandered congressional map that they drew because the U.S. Constitution vests in them the final say on regulating elections. The Supreme Court ruled there is precedence for the state state courts to check state election rules, dealing a blow to Republicans who in the 2020 election tried using this theory to overturn presidential election results in some states. Now, in a win for conservatives, the Supreme Court did not rule out the possibility of election challenges being appealed from state to federal courts, giving candidates and legislatures more venues to challenge rules and results. Teo?
Hey, Mike, the other ruling concerns social media and threats made online. What did the court have to say about that?
Yeah, so the Supreme Court says that you can be prosecuted for threats that you make online, but you have to actually understand that you're making a threat. In a 7-2 vote, the justices ruled Colorado courts need to revisit the conviction of a man who was sentenced to years in prison for sending threatening Facebook messages to a female musician. His attorneys argued that he's mentally ill and did not intend to scare her. Now, this changes the threshold to prove what's known as a, quote, true threat. Prosecutors will have to show a defendant knows that their behavior is threatening rather than whether the average person finds it threatening. And of course, this ruling in favor of wider free speech rights could actually make it more difficult to prosecute stalkers or people who threaten public officials. And more rulings are expected to come down just after 7 this morning. NBC News will have a special report during the Today Show if any of those big remaining topics do indeed come down. We'll also have that information for you over on My 58. By the way, the court did add one more day to release its opinions, and that is tomorrow. Back to you.
All right. Thank you, Mike.